old show. This is the big old show. This is the big old show.
Alrighty. Welcome aboard, folks. Yes, sir. Whew. Okay, I just noticed what happened here. Man, that was bad. That was bad. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. And that makes it. Okay. All right. It's a beautiful thing. How you all doing out there? Hello, hello, hello. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there as we are going to have a little fun here on the show today. We are coming to you live, baby, from Craig's Inns, Acura of Pembroke Pines. Let me see. Do we have some volume up here or something? All right. Oh, that's what it is. It's your phone. Right,
I'm just checking to make sure we're being heard by the masses.
Yes, I was wondering what the hell that was. Anyway, welcome aboard, folks. Hope you all are doing well as we are back. And we actually had almost a complete semi-week here, right? What did we do? Miss only a day? Did we miss a day or two?
We missed uno days.
All right. All right, so there you go. We're trying to get back on track after a couple of rough weeks there. I told you, eventually everything will get back on track. I just got to figure out my life and everything going on with Onside Radio and then this. And so we get to do a little bit of both out there. So a little later than normal for the show. So thank you all out there for tuning in as always. Let's see. John Rouse says, we had you. What's up, guys? Or we heard you. Is that what you meant, John? NYC Sports says, what's up, Big O? What's your thoughts on Levitard leaving ESPN? I think I've been telling you on this show for a while that Levitard was leaving, right? I'm pretty sure I told you several times on this show over the last year that Levitard's only a matter of time till he's gone. So he'll go to a .com somewhere.
Does this go back to like the start of COVID? I think you started saying that, right?
Yeah.
About 6 months,
yeah,
7 months.
I told you it was the beginning of the end was coming already for Levy there. You could tell the writings on. This is the weirdest business in the world, dude. They get rid of people that are productive all the time. It's just weird, man. And it's just they somebody sent me that yesterday. They were asking me about that. And I told them that the politics is the disease that's killing this business. And that's the problem in radio is that the politics end up hurting everything going on. And they don't do things that are actually that make sense. You know what I'm saying? They end up doing things that are driven by personal issues or where it's not really professional or anything like that. You know, it just put it this way.
Does this go up to Mickey Mouse? Does this go up to Mickey? Is that?
Like I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know the ins and outs.
Right.
I know the guy that hired Levitard is running DAZN, John Skipper. So I don't know if he'll go to DAZN or if he's going to go to Spotify or if he's going to do something. But it'll be a .com. He's not going back to terrestrial radio. Okay? I keep telling people that terrestrial radio is dying. You know what I mean? And it's like it's a form that is just becoming outdated. Young people don't listen to radio. And the older people are now adjusting, and they're going to .coms. That's why you don't really look at traditional television anymore. You don't listen to traditional radio anymore. You're on Spotify, and you're on YouTube, and you're on Pandora, and you're on iTunes, and that's where you get your music. The talk now, whether it's sports or politics or entertainment, it's all podcasting. You know, people now are in their cars and they pull up the podcast on their smartphones or smart cars. And that's what they listen to on the way home. I know because we see it with our numbers. That they skyrocket.
That time is totally coherent with people in their cars traveling to and from work.
Yeah, it's funny because I still, you run into a lot of people. Like I run into a lot of listeners. Oh, I miss you on QM. Okay, are you going to go back to radio? And I try to explain to them, no, dude, I'm not going ever back to radio again. Why? Because it's a dying medium. And I get it. If you aren't connected with the public, then you can't do what we're doing, right? You can't just start a podcast and not have a connection with, people. I have, because obviously I've been doing it for 30 years, and I've been blessed with all of you out there that have supported, the heck out of this show, and it's been really successful overall because we have a connection with the public. So if you don't have a connection, then maybe you do have to settle for a radio job. But if you have, like Levitard, has a much bigger connection than I ever will. And so he doesn't need terrestrial radio. You don't need radio anymore to actually be productive out there and have people listen to you. And that's why I think for Levy, we're now in an era. See, 5 years ago, we couldn't do this. 10 years ago, we couldn't do this. It just wasn't there. Technology is there now. Okay? And now, and everybody out there, you guys are getting trained to all of that. And look how you guys tune into our show when we log on, because you're already, connected. You're used to YouTube. You're used to doing it this way. And all of you out there that are watching us right now, you're a technically advanced group. You know what I mean? You guys understand all this business.
Y'all are techies.
Yeah, pretty much. And you understand the digital world. And that's where we're at. And then let me give you another thing that I love about what we're doing at OnSideRadio.com. If somebody drops a shit or they drop an F-bomb, I don't have to worry about the FCC, hovering on my ass, and then some idiot, because that's the thing. You have idiots that have no lives whatsoever, and they hear something that accidentally got on the air, and the poor board up, it got by him, the host, it slipped, whatever. You got somebody out there that's trying to record it, write it down, trying to and then send it to the FCC, and then just try to get you fined. I mean, Neil Rogers, his show, he had a loser that spent his entire life just trying to find negative stuff that Neil did or whatever to try to get Neil fined and get him off the air and all that. I don't need that headache. I don't need that headache, dude. And when we do this, we're not policed by the FCC. And we're not controlled by idiots that are listening and they could get us in trouble. They can't. They can't get us in trouble on a .com. I mean, the only way I'm going to get in trouble on a .com if I literally am committing like some kind of a crime on camera.
It would be filmed.
Right, exactly. So that's the only way. Outside of that, whatever I say is really not going to get me in trouble. Unless we start getting into derogatory comments, insulting comments, racial comments, that kind of stuff. But and I'm not going to do that.
No, but still, to a degree, you do police. We try to be PG-13, and
I try.
We don't go overboard.
No, we never go overboard because I never want to really go overboard and go crazy because somebody might be in the car with their kids. I'm sorry if an S-bomb goes, but we're not really going to be dropping F-bombs and saying disgusting things. But if something gets out, I don't have to drive around going, oh, my God, now I'm going to get fined. I don't have to worry about those kind of things. And I'm sure Levitard, he's been in the business now for a while now. He knows about it now, and so I'm sure he's going to want to go digital. And that's where everybody's going, man. Anybody and everybody that can actually carry a radio show would rather go digital. And you guys, I mean, listen, how many times do I get the comment on this chat board that this is the way you guys like seeing my show? You know, that you've enjoyed it at QAM and you've enjoyed it on Onside Radio and 940 and Sirius and wherever else I've been in my life, because obviously I've been at a lot of stations. But I get this a lot where a lot of people love this format. It's a different kind of format. I get it. And it's more of a relaxed, it's a podcast format. We can chill out. I can BS with you guys.
You don't have to stop for a break because you never do. You just run amok.
Yeah, I can stop for a break whenever the hell I want. I can do whatever the hell I want. And I love that. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed. I'm super blessed. And Levitard's even more blessed than I am, that if you have an opportunity to get away from the corporate world and you can control your environment and you don't have anybody to answer to because you know what you're doing, and if you can get the sponsors and the listeners to help you out, and because everybody's going to benefit from it, the sponsors will benefit because you guys will use our sponsors and support us that way. And so everybody gains in all of this, right? The listener gets to listen to their hosts. The hosts get to connect with their fans. The host gets to make a living because they've got, you know, the sponsors, or in our case, you know, the super chatting obviously always helps. All those kind of things. If you're able to do that, why would you want to work in the corporate environment? So I wish Dan Levitard the best. I'm super happy for him. I'm happy for anybody that can get away from the corporate bull crap that's out there, okay? And Lord knows he's had to deal with a ton of it. Yeah, I know they're trimming, or actually that seems like that's the leaf blower.
That's the blower, dude, exactly.
Yep, that's the blower.
They put down, you see all the mulch, the orange.
That's the blower. That's what he said. There's the blower.
Blow her.
There you go. There's Larsa Pippen. She's blowing everybody.
Just be careful while you're down there. She may have teeth.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. Larsa Teeth Pippen. And Drew Boo already chimes in with a little love on the Super Chat. Thank you, Drew Boo. Appreciate you out there. Thank you all, as always. So happy for Levy, man. This is the best thing that could happen. He must be celebrating like crazy now. He must be popping a champagne bottle. They must have agreed to a buyout with what's left on his contract. And so now he'll get a nice chunk of change. And he'll go get a sweetheart deal somewhere because he pays for himself. You know, it's weird, man. It's just so funny because you want to get rid of something that produces. Why? You know what I mean? Why? Because your politics are, you know, you're too much of a tight ass and you can't handle what he's saying at times. You know, that's the sad part. Julius 305 is the first one in line today on the chat board. He says, yes, it's time. Ian from Brooklyn says, Big O and Bill, let's rock. Herman Cueva is in. Premier Reviewer is in. Steve D'Onofrio Jr. is in the house. Samuel Robina is in. New York Sports. John Rouse. Mola. Let's see, says, what up, Big O? All the way from Fort Bragg. Big O, thank you, sir. I'm enjoying the process, man. So much accomplished in 2 years. Yes. You can wait for yes to come. Let's go, Dolphins. I got you, Mola. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. And I'm enjoying the process, too. It's been a lot of fun watching the Finns in the last 2 years. This is my favorite 2 years in well over 20. That's the crazy part, isn't it? It's just like...
Yeah, that's easy. Maybe more.
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe another half a day. At least 25,
yeah.
27.
Yeah. It's crazy. I know that there's a single year out there that they, won 11 games. It might have been better. But I just feel like this actually means something. what they're building is the cool part. What up, Big O, the man? I like to get all the Dolphin news and updates. Thank you, sir. Big O Bill, Onside Radio, the best combo to start the weekend. Just perfect. Thank you. Hunter Hayes is in. Let's go. Appreciate you. Jeffrey Vincent says, good afternoon, Big O. So you do Onside Radio and YouTube Live on the same day. So do you just repeat the talking points on YouTube? Just asking. Jeffrey, listen. Find out for yourself, my man. Thank goodness the Big O is on and not these fools that don't know jack about sports. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. What else do we have here? Dennis Akers, Big O, this is cool. Get to hear your show twice. I really enjoy your double down days. Damn, brother, your hustle working your ass off. Yes, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am working my ass off. There's no doubt about that. Herman says, well, I'm not that tech guy. I just love your shows. Ha, ha, ha. Well, thank you, Herman. You're pretty techy now.
You're tech enough, right?
You're tech enough, bro. You're teching it right now. You're with us. Let's see, what else do we have here on the chat board. D'Onofrio says 100% best way to see the show. What else?
Let me ask you a question, man. What happened to them saying the thoughts and, whatever doesn't represent blah, blah, that disclaimer?
Yeah,
whatever happened to that?
I have one on our station.
Right.
Before every show's played.
I mean, so, you're covered, man. What are you getting your panties all in a bunch? What the?
Look, actually, the worst part is when you're getting rid of people that produce a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay? Levitard produces a lot of money. But then you don't replace them. You think about this. Jade Alexander, who is a phenomenal human being, she does a great job on FM. They fired her over there, like they fired me. And I'm you guys know I don't BS you guys. She's probably would bring in maybe over $1.5 million. So she paid for herself over and over and over again. And yet you fire her, and there's no reason to fire her, but you didn't replace her with somebody that produces $2 or $3 million. I, on the other hand, was just under $1 million producing at QAM. So you get rid of me, but you don't replace me with somebody else that's producing the same or more money. And they did that with several other people that I can point at. But I'm just giving you an example of hosts that have value to the station in many ways, and they pay for their salaries over and over again. So
pay for a lot of salaries.
Right.
They pay for the electricity, the building,
They help pay for a lot of things. So it shows you why Intercom is losing money, because you get rid of good people that work hard and produce money for your company for whatever politics or whatever, and now you look at your stock, which was $17, 4 years ago or 3.5 years ago, whatever, and now it's down, like $1 something. I don't know if it got to $2 yet, or $1.75 or $1.50 or whatever. And it shows you why that business is going downhill. Now, I know Greeny is taking over for Levy's spot. I can already tell you, Mike Greenberg isn't producing in advertising revenue what Dan Levitard's going to produce. So what kind of a company are you doing that? And it's not like Levitard is spewing any hateful stuff. He's not saying anything derogatory of any kind of human being, taking shots at religious people or sexuality or nothing. In fact, he's, the last kind of person that would do that. Levy's an incredibly decent dude, man. So he's not going to get you in any kind of trouble like that. So what? Does he say something controversial about sports? Suck it up, man. That's the problem. It's a poorly run business, and there's a reason why they're all going into the crapper. Okay? What a great week to end the week, Rosendo says, and listen to the Big O and Bill. You guys make my week. Thank you very much, Rosendo.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. And for that guy, I didn't talk about Levy on the other show, so there you go. You got something different.
New and exciting stuff here.
How about that? Yeah. Yeah, we always play the full press conferences here, something we don't do on regular radio because it's not something that really flies the same way on regular radio. Tua, by the way, did speak to the Meteors, and Tua's been limited all week, as you all know. And I kind of told you what I think about this yesterday on the show here, which actually what I thought, just for that last guy that sent in that thing, I said it first here, then I said it today on Onside. I said it here yesterday, and then I repeated what I said yesterday here on Onside, actually. So sometimes they can get repeated. You know why? Because there are people that aren't watching and listening to both. We still have a lot of people on this that they still don't know about Onside. You know, not the ones that are on the chat board. They all know about it. But the people that are podcasting, they may not have caught it. They may have heard a segment or two that didn't have anything to do with it. I never mentioned it in it.
If you're under a rock and you're not aware about Onside, come, get out from underneath the rock. Go get on Onside.
OnsideRadio.com. That's where it's at, baby. Alex Dono's on right now. Let's hear from Tua. Let's play the press conference from Tua, and let's hear from the young man who has been limited all week in practice. Let's see what he had to say from the media, and we'll break down his comments like we always do here on the show.
Doing good, thank you.
Good. So, even though you didn't play or start, the cameras still love to follow you around on the sideline. So I wanted to get your perspective on what it was like being back on the sideline and, any conversations you might have had with Fitz after scores and just how that overall experience went for you this past Sunday.
Yeah, that was, obviously my first game not playing after being named a starter. But I think it was a good learning experience too. I think you can always learn if you're not playing, if you're playing, also during practices, if you're getting reps, if you're not. I think you can always use those as learning curves.
I guess the question South Florida has to is, how are you feeling, and what do you think the likelihood is that we'll see you this weekend?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I think that's a question for Coach Flo and for our head trainer. But yeah, as a competitor, you always want to, go out there and you want to be able to play. But Flo and our medical staff, I would say they have the best interest for us, and I would say they wouldn't put me out there if they felt like it'd be kind of harmful for myself. So, just taking it one day at a time and trusting. Well, I got my hand dinged up.
Okay, so you could tell that he is not going to give away anything whatsoever. And by him throwing it to the coach and throwing it to the trainer, you could tell that he's going to dance around the subject. And Tua is, he's going to be the company guy. It's going to be hard to get something from him at times that is going to be concrete in these kind of situations. He's really smart. He understands what the media is trying to do. This is not one of those guys that you can bait. You know what I mean? That's just not who Tua is. Go ahead.
When I try to make a pass. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to play, but that was for the best of, me, and just looking for the longevity of everything. Just don't want to put myself in danger and kind of put the team at risk as well, with me being in there and kind of suffering with my thumb. So kind of like I said, just taking it a day at a time, just trying to get better with everything. And Flo and our medical staff, they'll get us all right.
Cam?
Hey, Tua, I guess I'm just curious, when you get a injury in your throwing hand, you wonder if it's affecting your grip or your throwing. Like, how much does it impact both of those things for you? And have you had to adjust anything, during practices?
Yeah, well, like I had to wrap my hand and just kind of getting used to the wrap and whatnot. But just other than that, I'm just trying to get into the rhythm again with some of the guys and just continue to learn from Fitz, continue to learn from our coaches, and just try to work hard still.
Salford?
What's going on, Tua? I know sometimes when a player may have a bad game, you focus on bad, the film where you played bad. Also, do you think that you needed to watch a little bit more of maybe the Arizona game where you were having success? I did think that the throwing into coverage or throwing into tight windows maybe was a little bit over talked about a little bit, but during that game you were making contested throws. Do you need to see some of your success, self having success to kind of move forward and rebuild your confidence back up? If was there anything?
Damn, Safford's so nervous.
No. To really answer that question, it's a little difficult to look at your past success because the teams that you're looking forward to playing are never usually the same as far as personnel, as far as coverages, and if it is the same coverages, that's probably just variations of coverages. Now, I would say if you're looking back at post film, it's usually things that you could work on. But yeah, for me, it's more so what the team that we're going up against now, this week, what we can do against them. So yeah.
Cunha?
Hey, Tua, just curious, you mentioned you hurt your hand making a pass. Did you clip someone's helmet when that happened? And just kind of this week, you would have been playing Joe Burrow had he not gotten hurt, or if you were to play. Kind of disappointed that matchup won't happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, I got it dinged, in practice when I made a throw. But yeah, when I heard about Joe's injury, I reached out to him. Injuries like that, they're never fun. Those are, you never wish that on anybody. So, I got to reach out to him, and I know he'd love to be able to go out there and compete against us. But that's tough, and I just sent him my prayers and whatnot, but I wish him the best as well.
That's a really classy move, obviously, on his part. I don't know how much he knows Joe Burrow. I'm sure he's able to interact a little bit with him, award shows, things like that.
They played on the same. They played against each other.
Right.
SEC baby.
So but I'm sure they weren't socializing like in awards places and things like that, where you get an opportunity. Maybe he was on a 7-7 camp years ago. I don't know, whatever. But the point is, you got to love that the kid, went out of his way, because Tua's been through his share of injuries, to give Joe a little support. Because, hey, listen, man, I don't care about the Bengals, but I don't want to see any player get injured. I'm just not one of those dudes, even if it's a Jet. Believe it or not, okay? Even if it's a Jet. I may hate the Jets, but I don't want to wish an injury on a player, man. That guy's a father. He's a husband. He's a brother. He's a son. It affects a lot of people when you have an injury, and it might affect his whole career. I never want to wish that. I want the Jets to lose by 7,000 points in every game. Okay, don't get me wrong now. I want you to thoroughly get embarrassed, but I'm not going to root for you to get injured, bro. Unless you're like Mark Gastineau. Maybe I might root for you to get a little dinged up there. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a jerky Jet. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we got a jerky Jet, then yeah, I guess, yeah. But more often than not, I can't root for somebody to get injured. That's just not cool.
And when you beat them, you want them to be at strength, man.
Definitely.
Like, we beat you, man.
Definitely. Like the
no
Patriots.
excuses. No excuses.
Week 17, Patriots. That's what you wanted right there. Tom Brady wasn't injured. He played, and he lost. And that was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But I love that Tua called the kid. That's really classy, and it just shows what kind of guy this is. Go ahead, continue with Tua.
We got time for one more, Joe.
Hey, Tua. Coach Flo said something earlier today that I thought was kind of interesting. He said, "I think once you think you're over the hump, is when you go back under the hump." And sometimes he gives me these statements that make me really think, you know. And it kind of reminds me of Coach Saban a little bit. How does Coach Flo's messaging and the way he tries to keep the team focused and mentally in a right place kind of compare to your experience with Coach Saban?
I would say it's a little difficult to compare the two. You know, I have tremendous respect for Coach Saban, and I have tremendous respect for Coach Flo. But I mean, they're two different people, two different personalities. How they go about doing things, it's different. But I would say the way Flo gets his message out to us is, you know, he says it, but then you can also see it through his actions. Being out there in practice, just the passion that he has for coaching us, and then also in our team meetings too. So, yeah.
He didn't want to elaborate too much on Saban.
You know, he's had a chance to hang out with Flo, right, on Tuesdays. Flo kind of channels Belichick, and Tua's channeling his inner Flo.
Yeah. But I love how he described the passion with Flo. He probably didn't want, well, you know, with Nick, it's a little different. He's more of a dictator, and he's kind of screaming at you and using intimidation tactics. And, you know, well, he cares for his players, but, you know, he just screams the hell out of you, you know, that kind of stuff. So I found that to be kind of funny. We're going to hear from Coach Flo in just a minute. He addressed the media today. This was Tua yesterday. We're going to hear from Flo today. We do have breaking news. Not that I broke it, but it just broke a little while ago. Matt Breida was put on the COVID-19 list. So that means another running back that they lose in the process. So that one kind of sucks.
Bro, our backfield has just been a carousel all season, man.
Yeah. Flo called me, but I told him, you know, I work way too much. I can't do the running back thing too. He wanted me to bail him out, but I said, bro.
You got a high ankle sprain? Is that what you got going on there, buddy?
I said, bro, I got Onside. I got the podcast. I got to do the post-game show. You know, I'm really busy, Flo. I got a Saturday programming now that I got to watch over on Onside. I mean, I got a lot of things going on. And then he looked at me and said, oh, I completely understand. I'll try to get somebody else. So, you know, I'm sorry. I tried, you know, to bail him out. Ray says, Orlando, nice Fem shirt. Yes. We got a little Violent Femmes today. I think this is like from 2015, I think, my Violent Femme shirt. That's pretty good that you can only see the VIO and then the MES. So I could tell you're definitely a real Violent Femmes fan because you picked up the name from just a couple of letters. So nice job by you, Ray.
Is that the show we saw over there off of the Turnpike, that park?
Oh,
where they do the skiing?
Sunset Cove.
Is it Sunset Cove?
Yes, it is.
I see that they got the skiing, the professional skiers little area. You know,
I love that area. I love that park. I wish when we do get concerts back, I hope they have one at Sunset Cove every month.
That was a cool spot.
It is great. Sunset Cove is such a nice place because even when the sun is setting, it's just a great look and everything. It's just really, really nice.
I got some really good shots because, you know, you were all the way in the front row.
Yeah.
I was all the way in the back by the water. And, I mean, dude, it was really cool.
It was Colin Hay from Men at Work.
He was awesome.
Yeah, it was the Violent Femmes, and it was the Bare Naked Ladies.
Exactly.
And then Colin Hay came back and got on stage with the
Bare Naked
Ladies, and because he didn't do Who Can It Be Now in his set. But you guys, if you know the song Who Can It Be Now, it has the sax. He was solo with an acoustic guitar, so he couldn't do that one. So he comes back with Bare Naked Ladies halfway through their set, and they do Who Can It Be Now? And, you know, the Bare Naked Ladies have every instrument in the book, and they've got a sax that's about like 7 foot tall. I don't know the name of that sax, but, you know, they were playing it and all that. And so then Who Can It Be Now sounded awesome because he had the Bare Naked Ladies band. play it with him. So it was actually really cool. And I'm a huge Violent Femmes fan, so that was the main reason why I went to that concert, for the Violent Femmes. Like the Bare Naked Ladies, which I've always liked the Bare Naked Ladies, but I got to tell you something. After that concert, I became a bigger fan of the Bare Naked Ladies because live, they're a ton of fun. They're actually a really fun band live. I saw them in Coney Island. I think it was like 2-3 years ago. It was Katie Tunsil. It was, the New Orleans band. What's the name? What's the name of that New Orleans band? Oh, damn it. They were the second band, and they opened up. All right, it was Katie Tunsil, them, and then Bare Naked Ladies. Oh, God, now I'm forgetting their name. Oh, so King of New Orleans or Queen of New Orleans or Good. The song Good. What's the name of that band, man?
No, it's not King Leon.
No, definitely not King Leon. Damn it. Just put the song Good and tell me the damn name of the band. It'll come out. NYC Sports says, love your show, Big O. You are really missed on Mad Dog Radio, especially the weekends. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it, man. I enjoyed my time on Mad Dog. I think my contract expires with them here at the end of the year. I'm still under contract.
Better than Ezra?
Better than Ezra.
Oh, man, yeah, dude,
so
for sure. Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. I like Better Than Ezra. When I saw them live, I bought their entire catalog.
Wow.
Right. Like I was on the subway riding back to the city, and I was on Amazon buying their entire catalog.
So you went to the Big C.
The Big C.
And you had Wonder Wheel in the background and everything,
bro.
Dude, were the Warriors there?
That's it. And I had a hot dog.
Were the Warriors there?
No, they weren't.
No.
But I did buy a Warrior shirt because there's a store there that has all kinds of Warrior stuff. I took you there, didn't I? Oh, no, you haven't been there.
No.
I will.
That wasn't me. That might have been the Greep, I think.
Yeah, the Greep man. When we go to New York City, I'll definitely take you down there and we'll check it out.
Oh, it's a must, man. Got to get off on that same platform that they got off when they get home, right?
Definitely. Well, it's the final platform. There is no more.
Exactly. That's it.
It ends there.
That's where it ends.
Somewhere that subway line ends there.
You get to stand there and look over and go,
I don't know what
this is
letter
what
it
we
is.
fought all night to get back to?
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. Miami Kid J says, I expect this kid to play this weekend. I get the feeling he wants to redeem himself after that Denver debacle. Miami Kid J, I got to tell you something. One of the things I'm learning about you is you are as big a fan as it gets. And when I mean that, I mean it with all sincerity and all kinds of love, but it also comes with you're also incredibly gullible. And so you're the kind of fan that's going to buy into a lot of this BS that goes out there. The kid's been limited all week. He's a rookie. He's barely played. He's got a thumb injury. Clearly not 100%. That's why he's limited. You think they're going to play him? Do the math, bro. Do the math. Like, there's no shot he plays. No shot. Only way he plays is if Fitzpatrick breaks his leg today or tomorrow, and then and maybe even Jake Ruddick also, gets they won't even act. Maybe he plays over Sinet. Oh, one more thing. They just lost another running back. So you made it that much harder for him. You think really they want to play him? I'm telling you, Miami Kid Jay, you're falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
So you're not even thinking this is a game time to sit, like it's already
that's a bunch
pretty much decided.
Nobody's around, right? Okay.
You can.
That's a bunch of bullshit. Okay? That's all that is. That game time crap, that's a bunch of bullshit. That's just to make Cincinnati prepare for Tua and for Fitz. But let me tell you something.
It's smart.
No, it's not. I mean, it's smart because you got to do it. You're
right.
Yeah,
you can put a little bit more on their plate, man.
You're right.
But
Cincinnati, their coaches are going to think like me. They're not going to think like Miami Kid J. They're going to go, he's not playing. It's a rookie, barely has played. You don't treat him like a 5 or 10. If it was a 5 or 10 year veteran, Miami Kid J, and he hasn't practiced much, but he feels good on game day, and it's Aaron Rodgers, you play him. And it's Russell Wilson, you play him. And if it's Ben Roethlisberger, you play him.
I was just going to say,
if it's
Ben,
Matt Ryan,
Ben
you play
doesn't
him.
usually practice.
Right. But those kind of guys, they can go without a week of practicing and only on a limited bit because they've been playing with everybody for a while now. They've been in the system. Tua hasn't even adjusted to defenses yet. He's still trying to figure all that out. So you're going to play him without any practice? Come on, man. You're trust me. If there's anywhere a bet is, if there's a prop somewhere in Vegas that's telling you will he play or will he not play, lay the house on he will not play. He will not start, that is. Because I don't know, during the game, maybe everybody gets injured and he's got no choice. But trust me. Beat writer Ray says the beat writer nervous as heck asking the question. The kid Tua, the polar opposite. He's so grounded. Amen. Tua jersey finally gets here this Sunday. All right. So you're getting a Tua jersey on a Sunday, Revo? Yeah. Let's see. Bro, tuning in Claro. I was vibing with you, Big O. That's what Mr. Molina says. Big O, tremendous feel and intuition you got on the Dolphins. That's why yo voy a la fija contigo. Thank you, sir. What else do we have here? Meanwhile, you got prissy, clueless fans bitching, huffing, and whining about the situation. Yeah, just... To me, there's no complaining about the Dolphins right now. We can't complain. If Tua doesn't start, I'm fine. Win the game, and when he's ready, he will play. Exactly. There you go. That's the attitude. Like, I hear this all the time now. And one of my guys on my station, Edwin, part of the Morning Juice in Lemon City Live, he was saying it today on their show from 8 to 10 in the morning that I'm not going to enjoy the game if Tua's not playing. Like, I may even take a nap, he said, because he's not a Fitzy fan. And to me, I'm a Dolphins fan, dude. If Bill is out there playing quarterback, I'm still rooting for the Dolphins. I know we're screwed because Bill is quarterback, but it still doesn't matter. I'm still rooting for the Dolphins.
Thanks a lot, Darryl.
I'm sorry, bro. So, it's just one of those things, he has
I'll quarterback, you running back.
He has trouble with the deep ball. So, the thing is, I don't care who plays. Quarterback, running back, I just care about the aqua and orange. So the people that say, well, I got to have Tua, so it means something. What do you mean, dude? If you win today, if you win on Sunday, you're 8-4. It means a hell of a lot. So that kind of stuff, I don't understand that kind of thinking.
How can you say that when we're running down a playoff spot?
I know.
Come on.
I know. Do you think this whole Tua thing is a smokescreen because people are thinking that Tua isn't injured and they gave up on him already because they're back to the Rosen situation? No, Alex. No, it has nothing to do with that. That's whoever's saying that is just ridiculous. Shout out to Big O and Bill. También a la sabuesera. NBA suspends random marijuana test. Look out. Well, I mean, Julius, it's about time that the NBA did that. Okay?
They did it for the bubble, right?
They give you harder drugs just to recover from injuries. I mean, all these painkillers are worse for your body, and they're way more addicting.
Opioids. Not good, man.
Yeah, and those of you that, if you want to talk about alcohol is way worse than marijuana. I'd rather, instead of taking those painkillers, I'd rather smoke a Cheech and Chong Led Zeppelin than take all those opioids that they give you. I'm sorry. Seriously. Let me roll up a fatty. Way better than that.
Roll up a fatty, it'll make you happy.
Yes. I mean, so I'm glad that they're doing that they're not, none of these leagues should test for marijuana. I mean, you should encourage your players to smoke marijuana. In fact, when you're at the training room and you need to give them painkillers, just give them a quarter of weed. And just say, here, roll a fatty, maybe roll a couple fatties and go to sleep. And that'll take care of you. And that's it. instead of giving him all kinds of those disgusting pills that'll eat up your liver and kill you, man.
They did suspend it while they were in the bubble, didn't they? Remember
Yes,
that?
yes.
Didn't they say that they were actually
Yes.
gonna just let them be?
Yep. Oh, when it comes to improving the offensive line, I'd rather go after a guy like Ryan Ramczyk from New Orleans, a team that's in cap hell, rather than draft one who might not pan out like you wanted to. Well, right now, their tackles are panning out. They're just young, but Austin Jackson's done a good job, and Robert Hunt looks like he's got the talent. So if you can draft him, Anthony, I'd rather draft him because you get him cheap for the first 5 years, or 4 if you get it after the first round like Robert Hunt. So I disagree with you. If you can see, the thing is, Anthony, you're living in the past, and you keep thinking it's the bad Dolphins, it's the Dolphins that the other shoe's going to fall off, it's the Dolphins that make the stupid trades, it's the Dolphins that overpay for free agents. That's not these Dolphins anymore. These are the Dolphins that find Preston Williams and Nick Needham. These are the Dolphins that draft Raekwon Davis, who's been one of the better linemen, D linemen, especially rookies in the NFL this year. Because over the last couple of weeks, the kids played really well. These are the guys that could say, Godchild's gone, but we've got Wilkins, we've got Raekwon Davis. Oh, and we found this Sealer guy. Like we found Nick Needham. Like we found Preston Williams. Ooh, we found him off the scrap heap. You get what I'm saying? And they signed Sealer to a multi-year deal. Down. Agba. This is the team that gets Agba cheap, and he's one of the NFL's leading sackers. Okay? And it looks like Robert Hunt. It looks like Austin Jackson. It looks like, damn it, what's the name of the
kid Jones? Jones.
No. I'm talking about the other rookie, Solomon Kinley. All 3 of them look good. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got nowadays. So I disagree with you. I have faith now that we have a front office that knows how to draft, that knows how to make trades, that knows how to sign the right free agents and get some of them at a discounted rate. So I couldn't disagree with you more on that. I love it that we have a group of people that know how to draft. Dolphins fans want to see Tua grow. That's why they want to see him out there. Of course, but you don't want to see him out there when he's not prepared. If he's injured or if he's not, ready at the moment, I don't think you want to put him out there. And without any practice or very little to no practice, there's no way I'm putting him out there.
And remember, he didn't have a camp either, man.
Yep.
Like, the guy's been at it for, literally starting, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Come on.
Dennis Akers says, we got plenty of time to see Tua grow. It's about the team. Boom. GP Trap Hewitt says, you've been hanging around Bill too long. Not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe, man. Got to let it flow, brother. There
Thanks a lot.
Atop of your feel and intuition, it is. You are in the locker room. Thank you, sir. Well, not anymore. There ain't no locker rooms right now, but hopefully next year we can get back into the locker rooms. Let's see what else. Big O, meetings all day, so bored, falling asleep all day. Damn. Have a little caffeine, man. Amen, O. It's about the team. Go Fins. How do you think Tampa Bay is doing? I think they're doing all right. They got their problems. I don't consider them the favorites, but they're going to go to the playoffs. Okay? They're not playing like they're going to win a championship right now, but they are playing like they're going to get to the playoffs. I haven't seen a team yet that can go and make a deep run and win the Super Bowl. Let's see if that develops. It's still some time left, but right now they're not playing what could be their best football. Let's see, what else do we have here? I had surgery on a broken ankle, had 13 screws put in, 2 plates on each side, and they gave me perks for the pain, and I don't take them at all. Good for you, bro. I do the same thing, Alex Diaz. I go to the doctor for a tooth or, what was it? What was the other thing I had recently? Not gout, because gout I have to take that steroid. I have no choice because it kills the uric acid. What was There was something else that happened to me.
Was it when you
I had
did your
the
eye
AC
surgery?
No, that didn't hurt. That doesn't hurt at all. I know when I had my AC joint, they gave me painkillers, and I never took them. There was something that I did to myself that I had pain, and they gave me they gave me the pills too. And I remember actually taking one the first time, and then I didn't take any anymore. I'm with you, Alex. I don't like taking the painkillers. I hate it. Do you think we re-sign Ted Karras during the season because we feel that Michael Dieter is not ready to start yet? I think Karras is under a 2-year contract, correct? So I think he's under contract for next year. I'm pretty sure of that. They usually sign you on 2-year deals, if anything. I'm pretty sure. I can look it up for you. Big O, the newest Real Sports on HBO this month, story of the MMA fighters and NHL ex-hockey players with brain injuries going to other countries using psychedelic drugs to help their symptoms. Wow. Damn. J.R. Smith and Deion Waiters taking gummies at halftime. You guys are a trip. Let me see if I can get you the Ted Karras thing, because I want to say that it's 2 years. I'm pretty sure of that. Let me see here. Ted Karras.
Is it 1 year, $4 million?
Nope. He's right. It's a 1 year, $3 million deal. Period. That's it. That's an interesting call on your part. I didn't realize that it was a 1 year deal, because they normally sign everybody to 2 or more in these contracts. So it's a 1 year, straight up $3 million base salary, $3 million cap hit, nothing. There's no bonuses. Well, it's a 1 year deal, so there can't be any bonus. That's a great point on your part. Let's see how they handle the Ted Karras situation. But you answered your own question. If they re-sign him, it's because they feel Michael Dieter is not ready yet. You are correct on that one. Yes, I would have to agree with that. No doubt about it. So we'll see if that's the case. Let me see what else before we go to the Flow press conference here. People get addicted to that, and I watched a buddy fall into that trap, tried to help him, but he fell too deep, man. Yeah, that happens. No doubt. It happens. And Ted Karras is young. He's a 27-year-old. So it's not like he's an old player. So if you want to bring him back on another 1 year, I mean, he's a serviceable player. He's not a mauler. If you watch him, he does a decent job. But it'll be an indictment on Michael Dieter if they do end up re-signing Ted Karras. Or they could let Ted Karras go, and then they draft another center, and that becomes also a hit on Dieter too. Unless it's late in the draft where they draft a center. Then it's more of a project, and then they think Dieter will get the start.
It's still that's a hell of a deal. You got a starting center for $3 million, man.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah, he's been solid. He's serviceable. Not a mauler, but he's serviceable. All right, let's hear from Flo. Brian Flores, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, addressed the Meteors today. Let's get the latest on Tua and Matt Breida going on COVID.
Hi, Brian. Will Tua play Sunday? And can you please address the status of the 4 running backs who have either been injured or, in the case of Matt Breida, not spotted by reporters today?
Oh, like similar to last week, we'll review the film and talk as a staff about the quarterback situation. As far as the backs, DeAndre Washington will be doubtful. He'll be listed as doubtful. Ahmed will be listed as doubtful. We got to talk as a staff, and, I'll talk to Chris and the personnel department, Chris, Brandon, Marvin, and talk about Miles, whether he's ready to come up or not. And then Breida's dealing with an illness, and we'll try to update that one as soon as we can.
He didn't say COVID then; he just called it an illness.
Tua, when you
News
watched
hadn't come
him
out
this
yet.
week, did you see the thumb impacting throw throws, velocity, accuracy, things of that nature? And will that be a factor in the decision that you make?
And anytime you're dealing with something that's bothering you, there is some impact on all those things you mentioned. Accuracy and velocity. Obviously, anytime you have an issue on the hand, there's some impact. So, yeah, obviously that's part of the evaluation, and we'll go through it as a staff. We've gone through it, really throughout the entire week, and both quarterbacks have practiced, so we got to make a decision, and we'll make a decision here pretty soon.
Dancing.
Hey, Coach, I'm wondering if I'm maybe just looking a little bit too much into this, but I noticed Ryan Fitzpatrick wearing a mask actually outside during practice this week. I was wondering if that was by design. You guys wanted to have at least one QB always in a mask just to avoid a situation that what happened in Denver where they weren't wearing masks and then none of their QBs could play.
That's part of the new intensive protocol. So if you don't have a helmet on, you need to have a mask on. That's really kind of the case with everyone, and we try to encourage the mask wearing as much as possible. So, and that's at all positions, not necessarily just the quarterback position. Look, everyone's health is important. So, I think you may have spotted Ryan, but I think I'm not sure you probably saw multiple guys with masks on. Maybe you didn't, but we try to encourage everyone wearing them if they don't have the helmet on. And obviously, the helmet has a visor and the whole that protects them. So, that's kind of, we've encouraged all the players to, if they're not wearing helmets, to try to wear masks.
Cam?
Hey, good afternoon, Flo. We talked to a few of the guys this week about Tua and how he looked in practice, and one of them said that he looked great and sort of similar to what he did before. I'm curious, do you talk to the players about what they view in sort of the passes, or is that just a strictly you and the medical, and Tua who make that sort of decision?
It's myself, obviously our medical team, the coaches. I don't know what kind of evaluation eye these guys have that you're talking to, these players. If they're, I wouldn't put too much stock in their scouting prowess. So that's just me. But we'll go through it, and we'll make the best decision for the team like we always do.
Steve?
Brian, how much concern is there, if any, that Breida's illness might be COVID related?
Yeah, Steve Wine.
I don't get into people's medical situation.
Steve Wine, AP.
Again, like I said, we'll try to update you as soon as we can on status and things of that nature. But again, I player, coach. I think I've been pretty consistent from that standpoint. It's an illness, and we'll get that. You'll get that information. As soon as we put it out.
As soon as we have the positive results.
Omar.
I wanted to ask you about the offensive line. Obviously, Solomon came back and want to know what his status is for this game, but also, are you beginning to gain a comfort level with what you're seeing from the offensive line, or if not, what do you want to see?
But there's always things we can improve on at every position. O-line, D-line, running backs, linebackers, receivers, DBs. Specific to Solomon, he'll be, I think we got him as, he was, I figured it'd be questionable. So he's questionable. He was limited this week. Did some things, and definitely trending in the right direction. But as far as the group as a whole, like always, we'll play the top 5 guys, and the guys that we feel are, give us the best combination of players, I would say. But yeah, we can improve on the O-line, but we can improve in really all areas. So offense, defense, special teams, coaching, and but that's what we'll try to do that against a tough opponent in Cincinnati. they're really good in the kicking game. They present some issues, defensively, specifically on third down with their different their looks, and then offensively, this is I would say the strength of this team is these receivers, between AJ Green and T Higgins and Boyd. Sample, the tight end's a pretty good player too. So Gio Bernard, he's a problem too.
Last one, Joe.
Gio Bernard, a local kid. Flo, regarding the starting quarterback, is your plan to choose a starting quarterback later today, or is there a chance you want to see this kid throw on Saturday or even Sunday before finalizing your decision?
Yeah, we'll make a decision probably here in the next hour. Right when I'm done with media. Right when I'm done with media. So next time you guys see me will be post game, and you'll have the information by then.
You gotta love the way he handled that. I ain't telling you nothing.
Yeah, exactly. He's just going to keep it quiet, which, again, I don't blame him. He wants to leave everybody guessing. He loves that the media will speculate, will write, and some people will write that he's questionable. Some people say, well, I don't think he's going to end up playing. Some people say, yeah, I think he's going to end up playing, and that's what they want. And then I still think that the Bengals or any NFL team facing Miami this week, I think they're going to think like I do. Logically, there's no way they play the kid. No way. There has to be all kinds of COVID or injuries or something in that quarterback room that he's like the only guy left, and then they're going to play. Because clearly, even when they were talking about, well, one of the players said he looked great, Flo probably knows that the player's probably BSing them. So in order to protect that player, he kind of tells you, well, you don't want to go by what the players say. Not because he wants to flat out call him a liar, but he also doesn't want them looking bad. So he's kind of protecting them. And instead of saying that he kind of BS'd you, he really misled you, in other words, is what he's doing. You know what I mean? So that's why, to me, this whole thing, and there's no way that it's, oh, he's fully practicing, and they're lying to you that he's limited. They can't do that. They do that, they can get in some serious trouble with that. Because that's a no-no, as they say. Let me see, what else do we have here? Big O, have you noticed Omar gave up on Solomon Kinley already? Why? I know that I've had Omar on my show several times already in the last couple of weeks. And he's kind of let that cat out of the bag. Like, he's labeled Solomon Kinley like he's been the weakness on the team all year long, and I think that's a really unfair statement. I am going to agree with you, Herman, that I think he has kind of given up on him already, and I've been through this with Omar over the years. I remember when Jay Ajayi, in his rookie year, he had a rib injury, if you remember. And then at the end of the year, he finished strong. And Omar was like, oh, he doesn't have it to be an every down back. And I said, Omar, how are you going to give up on the kid? He's barely played. He had an injury, and he actually finished strong. Why don't you give him some time to come back? I was never a big guy on Ajayi because I knew he had a knee that was mincemeat, and that eventually that thing was going to be so, bone on bone, and it was going to be terrible that he was young early on so he can fight through it, but eventually I knew he was going to take over. And sure enough, he never got that big contract because everybody's terrified of that knee. And sure enough, he came back and had 1,100 yards that next season with Adam Gase. And it was because, and he did the same thing with Jakeem Grant. Oh, Jakeem Grant can't catch and this and that. And I go, Omar, come on, bro. He caught 90 balls at Texas Tech. If you catch, I get it if they throw you 9 balls in 3 or 4 years that you're there, and you say, well, he's not much of a pass catcher. He only caught 90? 90? 90. That's a lot of footballs. That's a lot of opportunities. And so he had that too, and it was like he gave up on, and it was like, Omar, you can't give up on Jakeem. And sure enough, he's come back. So this has happened with me and Omar a couple times with certain players. And Solomon Kinley, look, I haven't given up on Michael Dieter, have I? Have you ever heard me say that I've given up on Dieter? And he had a crappy year last year. But it's a rookie. I got to see you give me a couple crappy years before I actually think that you really can't play. How am I not used to a rookie struggling? I mean, Eric Moulds was a waste his first 2 years with the Bills. See here? See if I have it? Let me look. Eric Moulds was a first-round pick as a wide receiver for the Bills. Okay? And he was a dude that he became a monster, as you all know. And he was like the 15th pick in the first round or something. Let me see. July 17, where was wait a minute, hold on a second. 24th, I'm sorry. 24th in the first round. Okay, Eric Moulds, first year. He had 37 targets, 20 catches, 279 yards, and 2 touchdowns. How's that for his rookie year? Huh? 16 games, started 5 of them. The dude can only come up with 20 receptions, 279 yards. Played in 16, started 5.
37 targets, though. That's a lot of misses.
37 or 20. That's right, 17 of them.
Right? I mean,
exactly.
he like almost half.
I don't know who his quarterback was. I'm not sure, so maybe it wasn't an accurate quarterback. It might have been Alex Van Pelt or something. Are
you knocking the Pittsburgh quarterback?
The quarterback's coach, isn't he? Isn't he the quarterback's coach or the offensive coordinator?
You know what? Yeah, I think he is.
He's the quarterback's coach,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Buffalo, in his second year, 97, Eric Moulds played 16 games. This time he started 8 instead of 5. 52 targets, up from 37. Only 29 catches. 294 yards, 0 touchdowns.
Still almost at half ratio of drops, right?
My man had 2 touchdowns in his first 2 years. He had just under about 550 yards of receptions and only 49 catches in his first 2 years. They were calling him a bust, a waste of a pick, all of that. Following year, 1,368 yards, 9 touchdowns, 994, 7 touchdowns, 1,326 yards, 5 touchdowns, 904, 5 touchdowns, 1,292, 10 touchdowns, 781 touchdown, 1,043, 5 touchdowns, 816, 4 touchdowns, and then the last 2 years were kind of a waste for him in Houston and Tennessee.
He became a really good fantasy receiver. I remember that run, and yeah.
Of course, dude.
He was one of those guys that would give you points every week, man.
I have examples like that everywhere, okay? I can do this all day, all night for you in offensive linemen, running backs, receivers, quarterbacks, you name it, bro.
That was back in the day when
Paul
you
Solei was a waste for the Dolphins. Now, he was a 5th-round pick, so it wasn't a high pick, but go watch Paul Solei's first couple of years. There's a prominent Dolphin. I'm not going to describe how prominent he is because I might give it away. But there's a prominent Dolphin that told me that guy can't play. I don't know what the hell he's doing on this team. Paul Solei. First couple years. I want to say 3 years he was terrible. Hell, I remember the first 2 years, he had this weird stance and everything. It was just, Paul Solei was lost, dude. But they gave him time because big men, sometimes it takes them a while to figure it out. And then all of a sudden, the guy became one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL.
Back in the day, man, you expected guys to take a while. Wide receivers usually didn't do anything until their 3rd year.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Quarterbacks, I mean, yeah, we've seen Peyton Manning, Elway. I mean, Marino was one of the few, very few, right?
Yep.
Over 20, you could go 20, 25 years. He's the only one that hit the ground running.
Right. That came off the bench and just kicked ass. Yeah. Stephen Davis was a Pro Bowl running back for Washington and for the Carolina Panthers.
Was a beast.
Okay. He was in his first 3 years. 3 years. And let me tell you, running backs is the one position out of all of them that they usually get it a lot faster than any other position that's out there. The running back usually makes a smooth transition. Stephen Davis, 12 games, 0 games started. 12 games played, 0 started his rookie year, had 23 rushes, 139 yards, and 2 touchdowns the entire season. The second year, 97, he had 14 games played, 6 of them started, had 141 rushes, 567 yards, 3 touchdowns. Third year, 16 games played, 12 started, had 34 rushes, 109 yards, 0 touchdowns. That's 3 years of Stephen Davis.
Absolutely, like literally nothing.
Then, 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns on 290 carries, 1,318 yards, 11 touchdowns on 332 carries, 1,432 yards, 5 touchdowns on 356 carries, 820 yards on 207 carries, 7 touchdowns, 1,444 yards on 318 carries for 8 touchdowns. And he had receptions too, but I'm not even going to give you all that stuff, but I'm just saying.
Can you say bell cow?
All of a sudden,
bell cow, right?
All of a sudden he became a Pro Bowl running back, dude.
Man.
Okay? And early on it wasn't easy for him because, remember, Michael Westbrook broke his jaw. You guys forgot about that, huh? Forgot about Michael Westbrook being pissed off on the sidelines, and the guy he walked over and broke his jaw, Stephen Davis.
Yeah, I totally forgot that.
Okay? I could just go on and on and on, and I could give you examples of players. That's why I've done this for a long time, man. I've done this for 30 years. And I've been a draftnik for a long time, and I've been doing this for over 20 years and going to the draft and doing all this stuff. And to me, I unless I know a player can't play, like from the beginning, like I knew it was a terrible draft pick, then I might give up on the guy. You know, like Ryan Tannehill. I've never believed in him. I never will believe in him. That guy will never bail you out. That guy will never carry you. He will always be a cog that needs everybody else, and he can facilitate, then you could get by. But if you need him to carry you and bail you out, that's never going to happen. Because that was never him at any point in time in his career. That's a little different. There are certain examples that I give up on people, but that's usually because I have prior information that they can't play. Here's another one. I remember I got thoroughly ripped for this. Vontae Davis. I warned everybody. He can play, but he's got serious maturity issues. Of course, I'm Mr. Negative. Oh, my God, you hate the Dolphins. You want them to fail because now you're saying Vontae Davis has immaturity issues. A couple years later, then everybody finds out about them. So there are moments that I have information about players, and I'll tell you, hey, Tyler Bray, I don't want that guy if you paid me. Ryan Mallett, I don't want that guy if you paid me because I heard stuff about them in college, and it was like, yeah, no, I'm staying. Ray Malaluga. I remember when he came out, and he became a pretty damn good linebacker. But I still remember scouts telling me this guy is a functioning alcoholic. And what have you found out about Ray Malaluga over the years? I told everybody during the draft time, this is what they're telling me behind the scenes, that the kid is a functioning alcoholic. And sure enough, several DUIs, alcohol issues, all throughout his career. There are moments that I give up on players, but that's because I have prior information about them that just leads me to, no, they're not gonna make it.
That's those weeks in Tampa and Mobile, correct?
Yep.
Indy,
Vegas,
right?
Orlando. Yeah, several places over the years. I'm with you. Big O, my man crush for the next draft for the 2 picks in the first round would be Micah, the linebacker, and the running back from Bama. Okay. Big O, when are you going to have Jimmy Cephalo on your onside show? LOL. Yep, that was the Vontae Davis day. Yep.
Why don't you bring syphilis on?
I would never bring syphilis on.
Never, not even for
God.
funny ha-ha moment.
I have no respect for him whatsoever. He's such a phony, dude. Such a phony. Such a lazy phony, too. I mean, guy's been stealing money in this business forever. Let's give the kid a chance to heal up, learn the game at the NFL speed, and watch him grow up and become elite. Boom. Got no problem with that. Let's see. People are down on Tua because Herbert is throwing for 400 yards a game and 4 TDs and losing. So when Herbert's winning, then yeah, maybe I'll be a little jealous, but he ain't winning crap.
You can keep the stats. Give me the W's.
Yeah, man. Stats mean nothing. Jeffrey, Tua isn't overhyped because Chris Greer and Brian Flores think the exact same way all of us true Dolphin fans think of Tua. He is the future and franchise. Otherwise, he doesn't go 5th overall. Hey, the guy coming in from a hip injury did not have an offseason, and he's still balling when playing except Denver. Give him a break. Enjoy the process. I'm with you. And David says, I don't understand why everybody is down on Tua. Not everybody. I'm not down on Tua at all. Bill isn't down on Tua. There's plenty of people out there. We're not down on Tua. Okay? I think a lot of people that are watching right now, I think a lot of people that are downloading the show, I think most of them are not down on Tua. I think that's a small section of people. They're just loud. Because when you complain, it's loud. And if you're not complaining like you and me, we're kind of quiet in all of this. So I think most people are fine. I think most people are level-headed, and they go, hey, man, it's a rookie. Got to give him time. Mistakes are going to happen. You're not going to have a clean year. You know, everybody would love for people to just make an easy transition, but it's not that easy.
Man, when you factor in all the rookie offensive linemen, the injuries we've had at receiver, the injuries we've had at running back, no camp, okay, with all these rookies, what our offense is doing, like, come on, man, give me a break.
Yep.
You're not realistic.
Yep. Jeffrey Vincent says the same people that gave Tannehill 8 years to develop can't give Tua 3 years to develop. Why is that? It's a good line. It's a really good line. I like that. I like that a lot.
I'll take the first 3 years like Breeze, and then the next 15, 16. Let him be like that, right? Yeah. I'll take 3 years of struggles, and then bam, 15, 16 years in the all-time touchdown record.
And first ballot Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
That's what Drew Brees is. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, man.
You know something, speaking of Breeze, man, that they were talking about that's going to benefit him? That this little injury, him getting rest going into the playoffs.
Oh yeah, like
it's going to help.
It's like the suspension to Brady.
Right.
That year he got a suspension. You gave him a rest. They went, I think they went 3-1 or something like that.
I think they lost one game with carousel of quarterbacks that they auditioned.
Yeah, because they had Garoppolo and they had the kid Jacoby Brissett that they traded to Indy. Those two guys took turns because Garoppolo got injured. Remember? And then he had to finish. They went 3-1. He rested for a month, and so we all talked about it after that. It's like dummies. You actually gave him a shorter season, and he's 40. It's like you just helped him out to win the Super Bowl. He's playing less games than everybody else. He's going to be fresher than everybody else, and he's an older guy because he was like around 40 at that time. Because he's now like 44, 45, right? So this was like 4 or 5 years ago. And that was the funny part of all of that with that deflate gate suspension. You actually ended up helping Brady that year. Okay? It's funny. And for that guy that asked a while ago, now that I notice it, about 90% of all of this is, I didn't talk about this, because this is a different show. There's a lot of interaction coming on with the questions, and you guys bring stuff up, and then I address it, and that's kind of where the conversation goes. So it's a little bit different. We try to run it a little bit different, but it's kind of funny. You want to take a quick break? Or where are we at right now?
Really? We're an hour and 20 minutes into the show. Non-stop, my brother.
All right, let's take a quick break here.
Really? You want to take a break?
Yeah, I got to.
No, not you.
I got to go to the little boys' room.
You're going to, okay. Nature calls, got to go.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, we are out here at Craig's Inns Acura of Pembroke Pines. Come on out here, man. Take advantage. It's the Season of Performance event going on right now. Let me tell you, they got a lot of great deals out here, ILX, TLX. You can get 0.9% financing right now, folks, on the MDX. They've got certified pre-owned vehicles as low as 0.99% financing, $10,000 off the 2020 MDX, $750 off for military veterans. The 2020 ILX right now, $189 a month. The 2021 TLX, it's $359 a month. I mean, the Season of Performance event is going on right now at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Tell them that Big O sent you. Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the great people out here, man. They are always ready to take care of you. Please tell them that Big O sent you right here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Hey, it's Big O. For all of your CBD, THC, or hookah needs, you got to get on down to VSS West Pines at 12397 Pembroke Road. Yes, they have got legal THC. You've got to check it out. And they've got, of course, when it comes to CBD, flower, tinctures, edibles, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's pain, stress, anxiety, you name it. And don't forget, when you mention my name, you'll get 20% off. Tell the boys out there that I told you to get on down to VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, and call them 954-613-3367. Legal THC, CBD, all of your hookah needs. You go to VSS West Pines.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. A travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to peer, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction. Listen, I've been telling you about Eric for a long time now. Custom home builder for additions, home remodeling. We're not talking about a handyman. Maybe you want to redo that man cave. We're not going to a lot of live sporting events. So you want to improve that experience in your man cave? Call them 305-433-4843. Tell them that Big O sent you and go to the Instagram page. You can see the before and after there. You'll be impressed. EJD_construction. Call them 305-433-4843 or go to the website ejdconstruction.com.
America's premium sports sedan is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. TLX, $259 a month. $259 at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Thank you all out there, as always, for chiming in. You guys are absolutely amazing. We thank you all out there. I got to give you my picks for the week.
People even hanging with the slate, huh?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, look how lit up the board is, man. Have you ever seen the lights be that bright on that board?
Oh, yeah, because we're normally daytime, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. We struggled, by the way, big time last week. We ended up going 5-7 on our picks. So, yeah, we picked a lot last week with Thanksgiving and everything. And so I ended up getting in trouble a little bit.
Yeah, you even said it, like, right after. You were like, man, what did I do?
Yeah, I figured that, too. When I saw all my things, it's funny. I could do a lot better picking stocks than I can this.
Dude, it's like you being on the air, man. You're just running amok, bro.
I tell you. I gotta show you my portfolio on all these stocks that I've picked over the last couple months. They're all most of them there's only a couple that I'm losing very little on, but I've been on a roll, dude.
So you should be like, you remember the commercials when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen.
I don't know, but
should this be like when Big O talks? People
No.
listen?
I'm stealing it from some people that are writing articles about this stuff.
So this isn't your info. You're just
you're
just targeting the right people.
I'm just reading information, and then they make these suggestions, and then I kind of look at what's going on in the market, this and that. One of the things that I've invested in is a lot of these marijuana companies, and because
green,
because
the green's making you green.
Because I figured the Democrats were going to win this time around because the other guy mishandled the COVID thing. I tell you, Trump would have easily been the president, bro, if he handles this thing a lot better and he wears a mask and he encourages people, and he would have actually easily won this election. But anyway, forget about that crap. But knowing that Biden was going to win, I knew that right away, they were going to, obviously, the marijuana companies are going to go, it's going to skyrocket. So that's one of the things that I would tell you. Alfrea is one of the companies that I would suggest.
I like that. Green's making you green, bro.
Yes, making a little green. Yeah, yep. They've pretty much doubled most of the ones that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks. Let's go with our picks. We are 26-28 against the number. Unfortunately, 2 under. So we got to make some kind of a bounce back here, man. We gotta respond, and we're gonna go with the Detroit Lions.
I would too, man.
Anyway,
I'm serious.
Well, the line is Chicago's -3. The over and under is 45. Detroit is +140 in the money line. Chicago is -160. I'm not going to tell you to bet the money line, but I think Detroit is actually going to win this game. They just fired Patricia. Teams have a sense of response, and they didn't like this guy. So I think Detroit is actually going to respond big time in this game. Chicago has no quarterback. And I think Matt Stafford is also like, well, this is going to be my final go, so let's go have some fun. I'm going to sling the ball around because they're going to restructure that entire team in the offseason, and they're probably going to trade Matt Stafford for a pick or 2 or 3. So in that process, I would imagine Stafford knows that he's not going to be part of a rebuild, so they'll probably move him. So I think he's going to go out slinging it. The Chicago defense has actually been overrated. They're not really as dominant as they've been in the past. You can score some points on Chicago. And
they get worn down, man.
Yeah.
Like I said a few weeks ago.
Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, right?
And, bro, they're demoralized.
Yeah.
Like, you could see it, man. In the third quarter, they get their butt. I think they're outscored 60-7 or something in the third quarter.
Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, Sam Madison, Pat Surtain, they played with crappy offenses and struggled. I think Detroit is actually going to win this game, but forget about the money line. I'm telling you, take Detroit +3. Okay? If somehow they lose, it'll be by a point or something, and you'll still win. But I think Detroit's going to win this game. And Matt Patricia's going to go, wow, why didn't they play like that when I was there? Anyway, the next game, the Bills in San Francisco. This is an even game. Now, I know San Fran and Nick Mullins pulled out a hell of a win last week, right? That was a clutch win for them and a really crappy win for their opponent, of course. Crappy loss for the opponent. San Fran, and listen, I give Shanahan a lot of credit for keeping them afloat, but the Bills have a hell of a defense. I don't think Nick Mullins is really going – not a hell of a defense. They've got a solid defense. And I think the Bills' defense and especially I think the Bills' offense will do enough to win this game on the road in San Francisco. I don't want them to win. Don't get me wrong now. but I got no choice. You're going to ask me to bet. You're going to ask me to pick. I'm going to take the Bills with this line even. The over and under is 47.5. Bills are minus 125 on the money line, and San Fran is plus 105 in the money line. It's picking. I'm going with the Bills. Patriots and Chargers. You guys are going to hate me for this, you Dolphin fans out there that are hardcore. This game is even. The over and under is 47.5. Also, I'm going to go with the Patriots. Justin Herbert puts up a lot of points and a lot of yards, but he doesn't win. And the Patriots have a secondary. I don't have a lot of respect for Cam Newton as a passer, but the Chargers' defense is really not that good this year. And Anthony Lynn has mismanaged the clock several times this year already. So I don't like their team in a clutch moment. I haven't seen Justin Herbert perform at a clutch moment either, where he lifts his team to a victory. You know, if you're going to put up useless stats that really aren't helping your team win, I'm not that impressed. And I know that he looks good because he looks the part and he's got a rocket of an arm, but they don't win. I think the Patriots are going to pull off a close one on the road. I hate it. I hate that the Patriots and the Bills and the Dolphins will win this week, but still, I mean, it is what it is. I'm going Patriots picking. I'm going Bills picking. I'm going Detroit +3. Atlanta and New Orleans. New Orleans is favored by 3. The over and under is 45. New Orleans is minus 155 in the money line, and Atlanta's plus 130. This is a divisional game, and Atlanta's kind of a helter-skelter team, and yet they score points too. I can show you their scoreboard over this season, and plenty of games where they're high scoring. It's an over-under of 45. I don't know what's going on with that and why it's an over and under of 45, but these games are usually shootouts. This game between New Orleans and Atlanta is usually a crazy affair. I'm going to go over 45 in this game. I think both teams will end up putting some points on the board when it's all said and done. The Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Dolphins are favored by 11.5. The over and under is 42.5. Cincinnati's plus 445, and Miami is minus 590. Cincinnati has no quarterback, okay? Miami is going to play Fitz, and I think with Fitz they'll be fine. I don't know if you guys know this, but Miami has won 5 games or more by 11 or more points this year. So they've blown out people quite a bit this year. And only 1 game at 11. Everything else is over the 11.5. So this is a team that's used to winning. They've won 7, 5 of them in double digits, 11 plus. I'm going to take Miami here. I'm going to lay the 11.5. I think Miami easily wins by 2 touchdowns. I think the secondary creates all kinds of problems for their passing game. I think X will pick up another interception. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the game where Byron Jones gets an interception. Yeah, I said it. That's ballsy. That's ballsy. In fact, if there's a prop out there with Byron Jones, you probably can get a really good number because he never intercepts anybody. They don't really catch a lot of balls on him. He's terrific defending receivers. They don't really throw that much at him, but he doesn't intercept even when he has a shot. This might be the game where he actually picks up an interception. Okay? That's how crazy this is for me. So, these are picks in the NFL slate today, or this weekend. Detroit +3 against Chicago. I got the Bills picking over San Francisco. I got Patriots picking over the Chargers. I've got New Orleans, Atlanta over 45. And I've got Miami minus 11.5. How many times do you do that with Miami over the years? Given 11.5 points, that is crazy. But in this game, I like it. I'm going to do it. Oh, lights, cameras, action. I like it.
Well, these people are saying they want to see you, which I'm still trying to figure out. But
they can see me perfectly.
We're gonna get some.
No, but look at the camera. It looks great, actually.
It does?
Look. It's fantastic. It's not like It seems it's darker actually for us, but it really isn't in the camera. The camera actually does a really good job with that.
Well, I'm going to get some lights on the action. They're going to be able to see you even more, bro.
I like it. All right. Let's see. Big O. Let me see here. Okay, the only ESPN writer that has a real pulse on the Dolphins is Cameron Wolf. Cameron does do a good job. I like Cameron. Lester Colebrook says, look at who Herbert is throwing to versus who Tua is throwing. Oh, yeah. Herbert has a much better receiving core overall. No, I'm with you there. Juan Pierre Naranjo says, I'm hoping this draft has a stud running back so we can scoop it up with the Texans pick. Wow, that would be a really good back. I don't know if I want to pick a back that high, Jean. You could pick up a back later on in the draft in the second or third rounds. I don't know about that, man. I don't know if I want to pick a back in my top 15. He has to be, like, nasty. Like, super nasty. Anthony Giandelletti says, what up, Big O? How likely is it that Flo wins Coach of the Year? I think it's very likely. Yeah. Andy Reid obviously deserves it. Let me look at the standings here. Mike Tomlin obviously is probably the lead guy, right? I mean, really, I love what Flo is doing, but Mike Tomlin's undefeated. If somehow or another he can stay that way, then I think Mike Tomlin has the award wrapped up and signed, sealed, and delivered. It's his, as they say, instead of I'm yours. Who else would I give it to? Andy Reid. Mike Tomlin is definitely the lead dog. Brian Flores is right there with him. You know the Cleveland coach. What's the new Cleveland coach's name that I'm forgetting now? That dude actually deserves a lot of props for what he's done. The Cleveland Browns are 8-3, man. Kevin Stefanski. So I would put Stefanski in there. There we go. So we got Flores, we got Reid, we got Tomlin, we got Stefanski. Let's see. On the NFC side, maybe, just maybe, I'll put Peyton in there, but I mean, his team was awesome as it is. So 9-2 for the Saints isn't really, a shocker. And now that I think about it, your best candidates are on the AFC side, not the NFC side. Because I can't give Sean Payton Coach of the Year when his team is supposed to be 9-2. That's why Andy Reid's not going to win it, because your team's supposed to be 10-1. And Seattle's 8-3. I can't give Pete Carroll Coach of the Year because they should be 8-3, maybe even a little better. No, I actually don't like any of the NFC coaches for Coach of the Year. It's all AFC. I go Tomlin 1. I go Flo 2, Stefanski 3, and Andy Reid 4. That would probably be my guys for Coach of the Year. None on the NFC side. So, yeah, he's got a shot, but you need Tomlin to lose 1 or 2 games for him to win it. Jeffrey Vincent is asking me, why is your co-host never on camera? Is he camera shy? Yes, he hates the camera. He hates the spotlight. He likes to be in the background. That's kind of what his whole thing is.
I want the money. You can keep the fame.
There you go.
Okay.
And he's always unshaven and unkempt, so he just wants to stay out of the whole thing.
Hey, man. Dude, what the hell is up with that?
Too Extreme says, Acura has the NSX. You damn right it does. There's always one in the showroom. And that thing is awesome, bro. I mean, they've had it in every color. You got to come check it out. Big O has a haircut from the 80s. Well, I'm a child from the 70s and 80s, so why shouldn't I have a haircut from the 80s? You know what I'm saying? Hey, what? Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, what do you want me to do, bro? You want me to get the rooster cut? Come on, bro. I mean, seriously. That's just not me. I'm not gonna get the.
You could look like me. Oh, I haven't had a haircut.
Yeah, no.
Since
no, I just gave myself a haircut.
It didn't come out too bad.
No, I know.
I gotta say, you
actually
could have mowed yourself, you know.
It actually
put
came
a
out all right.
bowl and just cut around.
Yeah, it actually came
Not
out
a very
right.
becoming look.
Yeah. Didn't Accurate discontinue those? No, they brought them back. The NSX is back, and they always have one here in the studio. In the showroom. Check it out. It's awesome. Oh yeah, it's over 100. Oh yeah. Yeah, you got to have a little money there. You guys are gonna have to send me a lot of super chats for me to get one of those. Okay, like a lot of them, like tons. Okay.
And then you just reinvest it in your stocks, man.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it. I am rolling, by the way. I'm really rolling. Really hope Chris Greer wins Executive of the Year. Now that, my friends, that's a really good one. I think he can win. I think Chris Greer has a better chance of winning Executive of the Year over Flores winning Coach of the Year, only because of Mike Tomlin. Yes. And I got to give Stefanski love. You too, okay? Now, Cleveland has talent. They're supposed to win. But, dude, I got to give him credit because he got them all together to win now. They're actually winning under the guy. So I got to give Stefanski a little love. Big O, you said on Onside that Tua was not playing as breaking news. Do you think Gaskin will be back on Sunday? We are hurting at the running back position. That's a good one. I think if he was limited or doubtful, I doubt it. If he's listed as questionable, I think he has a shot. Put it that way. If you see doubtful on it, he's done. Okay? Two Extreme says, guaranteed Stafford gets traded to Jacksonville or Chicago. Chicago would be really good for him. But I don't see Detroit and Chicago making a trade. I don't see them trading Matt Stafford in the division. And then your other one is Jacksonville, the poor man. You're trading him to after he's been in Detroit all these years. He has to end his. Think about that. You were in Detroit, now you got to end it in Jacksonville. Oh my God. That's puke-inducing. Let's see. Gase, Coach of the Year. Joke, LOL. Worst pathetic coach of the century. Amen to that. Amen to that. Herman says, good running backs are going to the second round the next round. I'm with you there.
Speaking of which,
yes,
we do have a little bit of piling on Mr. Gase if you want to do it, sir.
Yes. But first, let me give Julius 305 a little love for Bill's new car. Yes, a super chat. Thank you, Julius. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Too Extreme, by the way, says, I absolutely hate to say it, but the Bills head coach has done a really good job in turning that Bills team around. You're right, bro. And you know what I love about you there, Too Extreme, is that you're probably a Dolphin like I am. We love our team, but we have to be objective about things. You know, we hate the Bills, but you got to give the coach credit. Sean McDermott has done a really good job there. You know, so yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
they came out 4-0. They lost 2 in a row, right? And they got waxed that one night. Tennessee. We thought the wheels are coming off, man. They got righted.
Yep. No,
got to give them props.
Yep. And the quarterback has improved too. Big O, thank you. I'm a reformed blind ass fan since finding you a few years ago on 560. I've never understood why they had the Sid dude though. Oh well, I mean that's just what are you gonna do? You know, life isn't perfect. Jeffrey Vincent, can you give us some stock advice so we can invest? Okay. I mean, now, if I give you stock advice here on some of the stocks that I've got my money on, and they've already climbed. Oh. Got to do the face thing, because if not, it won't open up. I told you Alfrea. Alfrea is a cannabis company, APHA. I purchased it at $465. It's up to $867 right now, and I think it's going to keep climbing when it's all said and done. I'll give you a penny stock that I invested in, CIDM. and I got it at 58 cents. It's up to 67 now. Hertz. Now, Hertz was at 17. Yeah, Hertz, the car rental company. Hertz is HTZGQ. I got it at 84 cents. Okay. Hertz is right now at 227.
Hertz Rider, the ex-Doral golf tournament sponsor back in the day.
Yeah, yes. But I think they're not connected anymore. But Hertz is now up to 227. I got it at 80-some cents here, but the thing is, this was a stock that was like at $17. And it's Hertz, man. That's why I bought it so low, because I said, okay, we're in the middle of a pandemic. It's got to bounce back, and eventually it will, and it's already up to 227. So if you want to keep riding it, you can do it. What is JUSHF is, damn it, let me see here. Let me give it, because sometimes I don't remember all of them. But this one's doing really well for me. Let me put it here so I can actually get what it is.
See, you thought you were turning into a sports show, a little music. No, business, baby.
Yes. Juicy Holdings, okay? That's the name of the company, Juicy Holdings, Inc., JUSHI Holdings, Inc. Is the name of the company. And I got these boys at $3.92. They're up to $4.41 right now and climbing. That's another one. You want a funny story? Look, I don't spend a lot of money in stocks. I'll buy stocks that are, $8, $7, $5, 40 cents, 20 cents, something like that. And I always buy 10, 20, 30, and 40. Okay, depending on what I'm going to buy. So on one of these stocks that I bought, it's MGEN. I hit big on it, okay? But it's funny. You're going to laugh at me now. And that stock, when I bought it at $7.50, okay? And I read some really good stuff about the stock. It's called Miragen Therapeutics. So... and this company, obviously, therapeutics and all that are like enormous nowadays. And so I ended up investing in it, but I was going to buy 10 because it was at 7 something. I'm not a big spender. And so 10 stocks would have been $75, right? At $7.50. I didn't hit the 0, I hit 1. So I ended up buying one stock. It's at I bought it at $7.50. It's at $16.73. That hurt, man. That hurt.
I just wanted to say, what was that company you were talking about? Juicy?
Yes.
Is that their bottom?
Juicy Holdings.
And that's just their bottom, right? Juicy?
Yes. They have Franklin Bioscience and something else under the it's a drug manufacturer.
Okay. And their bottom line is their bottom.
Yes.
Juicy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope it doesn't have teeth.
Yes. Another one that I'll give you that is doing really well for me is POLA, Pola, if you want to pronounce it. It's Polar Power, okay? And a power company, obviously. I got it at $271. They're up to $445 right now. So I've doubled that one. I got 20 of those because that one's like $270. So I'm gonna, again, I don't buy. I'm not rich or anything like that.
So
like
basically,
that.
what you're saying is, get involved. Just to, you're not going to get hurt.
Yeah, dude. I'm not buying.
Right.
Really expensive stocks and getting.
You're not
rich.
taking your whole retirement. And,
yeah, but I got to tell you something. If I would have bought my 10 or 20 of the one that's $750, man, I would have been like doing really well right now with that. So I just have fun with the stocks.
Yeah, and if you had wheels, you'd be a car.
Exactly. So I just have fun with the stocks. I don't go crazy, but I have been on a roll a little bit, and the ones that I've been picking have been, doing well. Now, I do a lot of reading on it, okay? I really look up a lot of that stuff. So it's, there you go. But let me tell you something. If you can get any of these cannabis companies low, do it now. Because once they take over, that's going to explode. All 50 states, except maybe Utah, 49, will probably end up with legalization of marijuana, and that thing is going to absolutely explode. Okay? Let's see, what else do we have here? Bromar says, what broker are you using? I use Ameritrade. I don't have a broker. I do it all on my own. Ameritrade's fine. It's a great app. They don't charge you anything for the buying of the stocks and all that stuff, so you're good, man. Let's see. Laser Lightsaber says, I found you a couple years ago, but I am and will always be a blind-ass fan. Can't help it, oh. Can't help it. Hey, listen. We all are blind-ass fans at one point or another, okay? Some of us, it may happen to us a lot. And then some of us, like yours truly, once in a while I get burned myself and I become a blind-ass fan. So nobody is above the law when it comes to being a blind-ass fan. Nobody is Nico Toscani, okay?
Blind-ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind-ass fan coming through.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? By the way, did you hear the new Greta Van Fleet song?
Oh, they got one out? I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
New song. It's called Age of the Machine. All right. I can't tell you to play it because obviously YouTube loses its effing mind if we play music, and it's just one of those deals. But the screwed up part is they will have a new album, but it's not coming out till April 16th. The Battle at Garden's Gate. And you know the screwed up part is they were supposed to have a new album out in February or March of last year. But then the pandemic hit. And that probably gave them time to kind of reflect and build on more material. And when you hear the song, it does sound a little different than the stuff prior. So I'm really intrigued by it. I'm going to listen to it on the way home. I listened to a little bit of it in the car, but I had to listen to my station instead. But I did listen to it a little bit when I saw it. But on the way home today, I'll probably listen to it at least one time and then tune into my man, Manny Navarro. But talking about it, they were supposed to take out an album in March or February of this past year. But with the pandemic hitting, they probably held the brakes and said, why are we going to take out a new album when we can't tour to support it? So now you take out an album in April of 21, and they should be touring by the summer. Okay? I got to tell you something. If we can bang this curb down and the what's it called? The vaccines come out, and hopefully you got a nice 6-month run before you get to the summer, and you could get it to a lot of people and bring this number way down, we could have one of the greatest summers of all time for music concerts, because I would imagine that the artists now are all dying to hit the road now, because now you're talking about a year and a half removed from hitting the road. And remember, some of them might have been already resting at that point. They might have been resting for 3 months, 6 months, or a year. They hadn't toured for a while. So now it becomes 2 or 3 years for some bands, or 4. You know what I'm saying? I got to tell you, you know what I thought about, Bill? That what might be our saving grace? Because you and I, you know, we have this on the bucket list. This might have bought time for U2 to write an album. And if U2 can do an album, then they can do a tour, and I can go to Ireland to see them. Because I can't leave this earth until the Dolphins win a title and I see U2 in Dublin a couple times. Because there's no way I'm flying to Dublin and I'm going to see them just once. So that whatever concerts they're doing in Ireland, I'll see them 1, 2, maybe 3 times, whatever it takes. Okay? I'll do what the Imagine Dragons say, whatever it takes, and we'll get it done. But good stuff with Greta Van Fleet. Looking forward to the new album and a tour also by Greta. Would be really, really nice if we can get that. Let me give you a couple of other music notes. Eddie Van Halen. His guitars went for sale at auction, and his guitars were sold at an auction for $422,000. Now, the event has been criticized by Wolfgang, who claims the guitars belong in a museum rather than in strangers' homes. A signed Kramer guitar once gifted to Eddie by close friend Brian Cush brought the most cash in for $231,000. The Kramer was reportedly built by Eddie Van Halen and his guitar tech at the Van Halen's Shredder's 5150 home studio. One of Eddie's Charvel guitars, which reportedly played on stage in San Antonio in Texas in 2004 and sports a cigarette burn on the front, sold for $140,800. A stage prop guitar used by child actor Brian Hitchcock in the Hot for Teacher video was the third act sold in Julian's auction, and it went for $50,000. Wolfgang, by the way, disapproved of the auction, claiming none of the instruments were stage guitars, despite the Charvel being advertised as a stage-played guitar. The headline should read, 3 guitars that were stripped were sold at an auction for charity. They weren't stage guitars. I had nothing to do with this, Wolfgang tweeted. I don't ever plan on selling any of my father's iconic guitars. The only place they possibly belong is in a museum. Interesting. But it still doesn't matter, right? If you have a guitar that was built by Eddie, that's pretty effing cool, okay? I mean, if you give me a guitar that's built by Tom Schultz or Eddie Van Halen, I'm going to kind of like really appreciate that. So I don't really care if it was in the stage or just in studio or he just screwed around with it. Dude built it.
I got to say, the guitar with the cigarette burn, because we all seen it.
Right.
He would take the cigarette and stick it at the end of the string.
Always.
Dude, that guitar to me, you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
It's like,
that means
that's Eddie. That's Eddie,
right?
bro.
That's it.
That's Eddie.
Whether he played it on stage or in a studio or at home scratching his nuts, I don't care.
Now,
I know that cigarette burn is his cigarette burn.
Now, the sad part is that cigarette burn is part of the reason why we don't have him.
No, I know that. I get
and
that.
It kind of, it's a double-edged sword there, you know?
No, you're right. You're right. I'm with you there. Gene Simmons announced that during this pandemic, obviously, it put their farewell tour, which has been going on for 800 years, on ice. So now, KISS has already announced a bunch of huge European dates for their global end-of-the-road tour. Gene Simmons revealed that that's part of the epic 150-city run they have left. Discussing the return of live shows, he says, we hope in 2021 that KISS will be back on the road, and they've confirmed gigs will go ahead next year, explaining, we've already booked Europe outdoors. Most of the shows have already sold out. We start in the summer. The vaccines are going to be out there for everybody, and by January, February, March at the latest, but we're going to be out there a few months after that, and we've literally got 150 cities booked. Okay? He says, who knows how long, but for some of the later ones are going to be jaw-dropping, he continues. You can imagine what we've got planned, like Beyond. I said, no, we can't really do that. They said, yep. The political people said we can play there, and so there's going to be stuff that's just going to make you go, that's the coolest. There's one place that's the coldest place on earth, Gene teases, and if you can imagine us playing there with even large pyro than you've ever seen, because there's nothing around there, but that's all I have to say. So where the hell are they going to play, in the North Pole?
No.
Play in Antarctica?
No, man. The coldest place on daily, I told you, man, it's the ski thing that they build out in the middle of the desert at Dubai. It supposedly has the very best snow because it's man-made and they keep it up.
Okay. So
and
you
it's
think that's where they're
pure
going to play?
powder. It is. That's probably I'm going to guess regarding,
Okay.
referencing to.
All right. Interesting.
You know what, man? Is this what are we at? 25 years now, farewell tour? Is that?
I don't know. I mean, I have a couple of shirts of farewell tours. Okay.
Wait a minute, man.
I have one
Be
from
honest,
the 90s.
dude. You got a section of a closet.
No, I get that, but
Better
I'm saying
part of
of
it's
just
like probably
Kiss,
30,
but
40
just
of them.
Kiss farewell shirts. I have a couple already from different tours.
I know I got
Nuts.
one that's dated, I think, back to 98.
Yeah,
and that's when the baby was a baby and she was still into Hannah Montana.
The light blue and black one, right? Is that the one you have?
No, it's actually the black with the red and yellow.
Okay. I got you.
When we were right next to the stage.
Right.
And I can remember, I can take us back to that night and the baby looking at me and going, yeah, they're good, but Hannah Montana's better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In 76, Deep Purple guitarist on this day, Tommy Bolin, died of a drug overdose at the age of 25. On this date, back in 93, Frank Zappa passed away in L.A. at the age of 52 from pancreatic cancer. I never was a Frank Zappa guy. I know musically he's awesome, but his style of music, I just wasn't that much of a fan of his music. In 1979, on this date, a then unknown band called U2 performed at a small venue in London. They were mislabeled as the U2s and only played to 9 people. The show ended abruptly after The Edge broke a guitar string. I guess they couldn't afford another guitar. In 1980, Led Zeppelin declared that they would never reform following the death of drummer John Bonham. Those are some of the things that happened on this date back in music history. There you go. For those of you that love yourselves a little music. There you go. Did you guys see the picture that J-Lo dropped the other day?
Was this like about a week ago? 10 days ago? Something like that?
It was, a little closer. Yeah, there you go.
I did.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alex is a very lucky man.
Yep, that's J-Lo. That's J-Lo. I bet your wife looks like that in her 50s. Right? She looks like that? There you go. You are a lucky man. That's J-Lo. That's her new album. That's what she drops. She drops that in her 50s. That's her 50s. There you go. J-Lo. She's kind of mediocre, right? Right? Yep. That's 50s. Holy moly. Are you kidding me? That is just...
Mercy.
I tell you, bro. That is amazing stuff.
Like I said, man, A-Rod's a very lucky man, bro.
Yeah. And he doesn't deserve it whatsoever. Well, what the hell? What are you going to do? I saw that. It was like, wow.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wish she would, turn and look at the camera directly.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, give us some more.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. If you're a Hart fan, by the way, Hart will get a biopic now. The rock biopic isn't going away anytime soon. According to Ann Wilson, her band will be the latest act to get the Bohemian Rhapsody treatment. Wilson revealed on the Sleater Kinney guitarist and Portlandia star Carrie Brownstein show. Carrie Brownstein will direct the movie. I saw the first draft of the script, said Wilson. It's really cool. She's working with the movie company Amazon and with the producer Linda Obst, who did Sleepless in Seattle. Wilson added that no actors have been cast, though The Devil Wears Prada and Les Mis star had expressed, I don't think she's exactly right for it, said the singer. No title or release date has been revealed for the movie. Now, I don't know what they're going to do and who would you get to play Ann Wilson and who would you get to play Nancy Wilson? Now, I'm thinking, what's the name of the Charlize Theron. I would have her play Nancy Wilson.
Nancy Wilson still looks pretty good, man.
I know, but what I'm saying is...
Doesn't she have a daughter, though? Doesn't Nancy have a daughter?
I don't know.
I think she does.
I'm not exactly sure what kind of kids they have. I know they have kids.
Man,
Cameron, what is it, Cameron, whatever, the director?
Yes.
The guy from the Avatar, whatever,
Yes.
Cameron, whatever his name is. That's her husband.
Titanic and all that.
Yeah.
Look, that shot of her in Fast Times at Richmond High in the vet with that little purple sweater or whatever.
Yes, super cute.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yep. No, I'm with you. By the way, and while I'm watching that reading that Heart ad, that Heart article, there's an Aftershock ad for October 7, 8, and 9 of 2021 at Discovery Park. And on Friday, they've got Metallica headlining, Rancid, Seether, Live, Skillet, Butcher Babies. On that night, on Saturday night, My Chemical Romance, The Offspring, Anthrax, Killswitch Engage. Who else here? That's on the Black Moods. That's on Saturday. On Friday, and we could probably call them and they can, set us up a little bit.
Oh man, dude, those guys were so cool, man.
Yeah. We know the Black Moods, so we could actually get hooked up a little bit with the Black Moods. So the other is on Sunday, Social Distortion with Metallica, Rise Against the Machine, Mastodon, Black Veil Brides, Yellow Wolf. It's a pretty good. I can't tell. There's a couple of other bands on the bottom, but I can't tell which are the bands there because it just doesn't let me get to it. But that's a pretty good festival right there, dude. And you get Metallica twice headlining. I love it.
You know what that reminds me of?
Man, it's right around my birthday. I can actually tell my wife, hey, 2020 was really mean to your husband. You know how your husband is when he doesn't get to go to a lot of concerts, not just a concert, a lot of concerts.
You know that.
So she knows that, here in 2020, I missed out on maybe, 50, 70, 80 concerts?
Minimum.
I got to make up for this. I got to make up for 50, 70 concerts that I missed. I mean, come on. I'm stuck watching them on YouTube. I'm playing stocks. I don't really get to watch a lot, man. Got to get this done. Ray says, interesting Heart movie. Will it cover the early years? I'm sure it will. It's got to. That's the interesting part when they sexualized the sisters. The sisters had relationships with some of the players in the band. I think both of them were in love with one of the same guys in the band, and there's been all kinds of stuff that, definitely we gotta.
They took one up from the page of the Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. Yes. So that's why I think that it is definitely an option. Bromar says Roku and Fubo TV are good investments, but where is the Roku? Roku's got it. That's not cheap stock, right? See, I don't spend money on big time stock. So let me see where Roku stock is, dude. It's $296.38.
Only?
I'm not doing that, bro.
Hey,
I don't have that. I don't have $300 to spend on one stock.
Hey, have you ever looked up the price
Can't
of
do that.
Maersk?
Yeah, no. I mean,
our old shipping,
Why don't you go look at Tesla?
Oh, yeah, another, yeah.
Man, give me a break. Amazon.
Five figures.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Those stocks are through the roof, bro. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Bezos, you saw dumped a bunch of his stock, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Big O, I'm scared of losing Marvin Allen and Reggie McKenzie in the offseason. They're not going anywhere right now, bro. Chill out. Don't worry about it. They won't be going anywhere for right now. They haven't. I think they're going to stick around to build this thing up and really win. And then I think you could see where maybe one of them finally gets an opportunity because, of course, they're black and they never get opportunities. So hopefully that'll happen down the line. VV Bowski says, was really looking forward to Roger Waters. Hopefully it happens next year. I have banned Roger Waters, my brother. I can't go see somebody that's an anti-Semite. That and he's an open, anti-Semite. It's not like something that we're trying to guess. Is he, racist? Is he biased? Is he hateful? No. This sumbitch is anti-Semite. I will never go see Roger Waters again. David Gilmour, I will fly to the end of the earth to go see him. Okay? If he's in China, I'll go to the other, and I will. The next time he tours, because he only does a couple dates, and it's usually in New York and L.A., when he comes again to the United States, or even if he doesn't, if he only does a couple dates in Europe, I'm flying over to Europe to go see him. Gilmore, I will. But Roger Waters, I will not.
You remember he was supposed to have something out at Mann's Chinese Theater, I think.
Yeah.
And you remember they protested it and everything, and they ended up canceling it.
Yep, exactly.
I do remember that. That was awesome because that guy, man, watching that thing that he did, and him, in the cemetery, it absolutely, you want to go through the screen and choke him. Okay,
Right,
that's
right.
how pissed off you get
Yeah.
with that guy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I get you. All right, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. Yes,
No.
we're going to wrap it up
No.
here on the show.
No, 2 hours and 10 minutes, another hour.
There we go.
Come on, man. Can't you do another 10 or 15 minutes and even up from the first hour?
We thank you all out there for tuning in. We thank you all out there for keeping it locked. By the way,
I was gonna say, you got good news, right?
Starting Monday, we do have good news. Starting Monday at Onside Radio, we will be on 11 to 2. Okay? So that's our new time on Onside Radio. We extended the show an hour. And Dono will do 3 hours instead of 4. The poor man's been doing 4 hours every day.
Yeah, man, you got to save Dono a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
no, definitely.
You're running him into the ground, you slave driver, you.
But Dono's the first guy I brought on the station, and I talked to him about this right from the get-go. And
Bro, he carried the banner well, man.
Exactly. He's a stud, bro. I love
Great
Alex
guy,
Dono,
dude.
man.
What a great guy, man.
Yeah, Alex Dono will, as long as I'm at Onside, he will be at Onside forever. I can guarantee you that. He's a good dude, and he does a great job. I love him as a talk show host. I think he does a really, really good job.
It's smooth, man.
But
He's
nobody
very
should
smooth.
Nobody should be doing 4 hours anymore. But he knew that he had to do it early on to help me out until I was able to fill out the lineup, and also I had to figure out how much work I have and then how I can balance it all. So we're going to extend our show on Onside an hour. And we'll be going 11 to 2. So on Monday, we will have 3 hours a day over there at Onside Radio. For those of you that don't know, follow us at onsideradio.com. Go to the Twitter page. Follow us there at Onside Radio. Subscribe. Our show is called The Onside Zone. That's how you find it on social media, on the Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you go to get your podcast. Onside Zone with Big O. Okay, we didn't call it the Big O Show because then it would get, confused with this show. And we didn't want that. So we called it something completely different. It's called the Onside Zone. And please subscribe to Alex Dono and Kalen Kyle and, all the great people, Manny Navarro, Ethan Skolnick. We got Toasted Marsh early in the morning, and they are doing a phenomenal job, man. So proud of Toasted Marsh. Really like what they're doing. And then our Lemon City guys, the Morning Juice from 8 to 10. So we got a great lineup. Tomorrow, we start our first day of Saturday programming. We will have a supporter show from 8 to 9. From 9 to 10, we have a wrestling show. And from 10 to 11, we've got a Panthers show with David Dwork. Then next week, on the next Saturday, we'll have those 3 shows. Then we will have Austin Robillard. We'll be doing Red Card Radio. It'll be a soccer show between 11 and 12. And then from 12 to 2, Jim Rodriguez is going to be doing the JR Experience. So we've got that going on. And then Sundays, so you'll know if you want to catch the Dolphin postgame show, we've got it at Onside Radio. So right after the Dolphins trash the Bengals, come to us at onsideradio.com. If you go to the website, you'll see that there are 2 apps on the right side to listen to the station. Download one of those apps, the MyTuner Radio app. It's called MyTuner Radio, not TuneIn. MyTuner Radio, it's called, or the other one's called Radio FM. Any of those 2, download, put on the search Onside Radio, and it'll come up, put the favorites, and you're set. So we got 7 days a week now programming on Onside Radio and all local talk. We talk all sports, you name it. We're not negative about any sport whatsoever. So whether it's MMA, whether it's soccer, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, you name it, boxing, whatever, we're going to cover all the sports. So appreciate all of you out there. Make sure you follow us at Onside Radio. Yes?
No tiddlywinks or jocks, though.
No, none of that. None of that. I love you all out there.
Wait a minute.
Thanks
you got,
to the
you got
super
some other
chatters.
news, right? You have some other news?
What other news do I have?
Regarding tomorrow, sir.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow we'll be at Caneswear. So, yeah.
That's a hint to you, John Rouse.
Yeah, John Rouse. That's right.
And Nico, I don't know where Nico's been,
Nico's been completely gone, disappeared.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even see him on the chat.
You know what, bro?
Anymore.
I'll reach out to him on the way home tonight.
I don't know where he's at. He's gone. He's history. He's in the archives.
Yeah, well, we're gonna undig him.
We will be out at Caneswear sometime around noon. Okay. So.
Oh, is it noon?
Yeah. Why, you want it earlier?
No. Because I was just texting with Jeff to give him the heads up.
Noon.
And he's talking about being there at 9:30. I'll tell him.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's his usual time because they do open. They open at 10. So that's probably his normal time.
Yeah, I got to sleep in a little bit.
Oh, dude, you think I'm going to complain about that?
Yeah, I got to
rest. Are you sure you don't want to make it 1?
I got to rest. We'll be there at noon. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to come see us, we'll be at Caneswear in Davie tomorrow.
Come on and say hi.
Come on out for a couple of hours. We'll have some fun out there. You all be good. You all be safe. I love you. Thanks to Drew Boo and Julius305. A little love on the super chat. Very nice of you.
What the hell?
Super chat.
That took guts. We need guts.
I told you I can totally super chat.
So you think you got what it takes? You have no skills.
This is permanent.
Good job.
I'm promoting you.
You got a lot of problems, don't you? Take pride in that.
I love that.
Sean Griffin, by the way, if Tua starts against Kansas City, is Flores setting him up for failure by not giving him the reps rest? I'm sorry, reps he needs. First of all, Sean, he's not starting Tua. So don't even worry about it, bro. Okay? Trust me. If you've been on this show long enough, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to get everything right. Nobody is. But few get more right about the Dolphins than this guy here. And it's not because I'm got this ego and whatever. And no, it's just I happen to have a good feel for this team. He's not playing on Sunday. So don't worry about it. The kid, this Flo is not going to set the kid up for failure. Flo is going to bring the kid along the right way so he can succeed. Okay? All right, we're out of here. Y'all be good. I love you all out there. See you tomorrow. Be safe.
Let me get some background. There we go. Set the mood, man.
There we go.
Dude, look at this. It's dark and we're still here, bro.
It's a beautiful thing.
You're a maniac, bro. You really are. You know that, right?
A beautiful thing.
Hey, tomorrow, we're on. We'll see you at 12.
Noon.
Y'all, please stay safe.
Be good.
Bye.